This is Akiledou, and he has an attention deficit, which means that if you're not moving fast enough, he gets bored within seconds and disrespectfully walks away. Here she asks him to look at her, and he does, but she gives one more correction. Timing is everything, so she should not have given that last correction when he looked at her. Here, he especially doesn't respect my student and refuses to acknowledge she's there despite her efforts to get him to come when called. Notice how her body language is not looking serious when she asks for his attention. Notice how he tries to kick as she touches him with the whip. Notice how she's getting too close to his hind end. Off camera, I corrected him properly, and unfortunately, I didn't have anyone close enough to film me doing it. Notice how now when my student asks for him to come, he walks over to her with purpose. Horses mirror your movements. It's important to make sure you're giving clear instructions to your horse. Put pressure on the foot you want to move by looking at it, and move your foot and shoulder in the direction you want your horse to move, forward or backward, as you see my student doing here. Notice how Akiledou is playing with the whip and ignoring my student. Many boys like to play with things in their mouth. Moving the whip away from him only makes the game more interesting. Correct this behavior by being firm and redirect his attention back to the task. Here I demonstrate in slow motion how to move the horse's feet using your body. Of course he listens to mommy.
Good. Back it out. Good.
It's a natural reflex to try to stop the horse physically, but it's not the best way of doing it because it provokes him to push against you more. Here my student should have used the whip to make him move and make him see that working with her would be less work than walking away. This is what the hug will look like, but you can put your left arm around his back when the trick is refined. It is with Akiledou, but I was showing the beginning stage of teaching the trick here using treats.
Et encore une autre fois. T'as juste à y aller. Voilà. Parce qu'en fait, il était avec toi quand même. Oui, il regardait ailleurs, mais il était avec toi.
The first part of this trick requires you to use a halter and a lead rope. A lunge rope is a better option because it's longer. And don't try this trick with a horse you don't know. Hold the rope near his bum and ask him to come to you as you put a little pressure on the rope to show him where you want him to go. As the trick advances, you wrap the rope around his bum and stand on the other side of his body and ask him to spin while putting pressure on the rope. His natural reaction would be to turn toward you directly and not spin around to get to you, which is why we use the rope in the beginning to help him understand. For the bow, you need to place his feet. The farther apart they are, the better for balance. Use a long carrot when doing this trick so your horse doesn't accidentally get your hands since he can't see you from that angle. The difficulty in this trick is getting him to realize that he needs to back up his back feet as he goes down. Don't worry if he moves sideways as you see here. Hold the pressure until he gives you the slightest try toward what you're asking, and gently let go and praise him. Here, Akiledou disrespectfully ignores the student and walks away. Her error is that she just let him walk away, when she should have made him move when she saw him start to walk away. Both my horses just step up on the pedestal very easily, so it's difficult to show you how to teach this. But it shows you how you need to have control of your horse's feet. Notice how Akiledou is so far right and on the edge of the pedestal? It was the student who asked him to be there without realizing it. Her body was too close to him, which pushed him over there. Horses need a lot of space, so if you notice your horse is not able to move his feet straight, look at where you are. Are you too close and pushing him over without realizing it? Notice how I placed him straight and in the middle of the pedestal? He had lots of room and I was not on his side pushing him over.
You know what? Smile. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Again, smile. Again, up, smile. Hey, 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 thank you. Smile. Good. Good. Right, back down. Come on. Hey. Come on. Good.
Notice my body position as I'm asking him to move only his back feet onto the pedestal. My legs stay planted while it's my upper body that moves back. The upper body moves the horse's body while the legs move the front legs. I need to make a wall so his front legs don't move, yet I look at his back feet and move my upper body to get him to only move his back feet. Things to practice. I make it look easy, but it takes time and lots of practice.